Hey everyone, welcome back to DFS Bros. We are back with our third week of our head-to-head. As you can see, Kirk beat me by 23 points last week. And the difference was the Dolphins defense. As you can see, Dolphins Z had 23 points. Outside of them, both of our lineups completely sucked. I think this is the first time I've scored under 100 points on a main slate lineup in my entire time of playing DFS. I'm sure this is Kirk's only time scoring about 120 in a lineup. What do you think about that?
It was a bad week with a lot of weather. Kind of want to stick to my guns on everything. Hopefully, a couple of the games I picked didn't have too awful weather. But what we should have done was after we saw the Vegas lines drop, stick to the ones that didn't drop. Example, the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So if you played the Chiefs and just took the 34, 35 point team total and just said, forget everything else, I mean, you made tons of money. And
Right.
that's kind of what we should have went with instead of trying to pay down just a little at quarterback and a lot at tight end. Just take the guaranteed points.
Right. So real quick before we build our lineups for this week, I know you won, but if you had to go back and redo it, is there any changes you would make to your lineup?
I still like the weather with Taylor and Henry. I still was dead set on Burrow getting his 300 yards, multi-touchdowns. That's what I was pretty confident in. Taylor, just a bad week with the injury. I had Keenan Allen in 100% of lineups. I would have just found if I could have kind of went back and looked around at everything, I would have tried to upgrade Thielen. I kind of got stuck at that price range. Upgrade him to Devontae Adams. A big thing I was looking at last week was I was trying to get Henry, Cook, Keenan Allen, and Devontae, 4 major studs with huge targets into one lineup. And the only way to do that was to have Carr or Garoppolo. Luckily, I dodged a bullet and didn't have Carr in any of my lineups. I didn't have Garoppolo. I had Carr. So that helped out a lot on my major lineups.
Right. So let's go ahead and get into this week. Since Kirk lost, I get to pick whether I pick first or –
I lost?
No, Kirk won. Kirk – yeah. If you combine my score from last week and this week, combine your score from last week and this week, I would –
Yeah, you're up.
So since Kirk won, I get to choose if I go first or second. And I think I'm going to go second so I can get those back-to-back picks. So, Kirk, who's your first overall pick?
All right, so my first overall pick, I'm going to go with Dalvin Cook. He's the clear option on the board, just top guy to me. He actually scored 4 touchdowns on the first 4 plays. First player in NFL history to do that.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So mine, as you will all see in our picks video, I really love the Bills and Seattle game this week. And I'm going to go ahead and plug in my quarterback of Josh Allen and get my wide receiver, which will be Stephon Diggs, and go ahead and get the stack that I'm in love with the most this week. So, Kirk, tell me where you're going.
All right. So I'm going to go back to running back and lock up another stud that I'm real confident in. Actually, I think I'm going to do something a little alternative. Bills are really bad versus the slot receiver. And I know that's going to give you a great game stack if I let you go ahead and get Lockett. So go ahead and lock me in Lockett.
Damn, Lockett was the difference between me beating you and me not beating you a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Lockett was going to be my next pick, so.
Yeah, that 50-point upside is just crazy. I think, and plus we all know that Bird is a great corner, and he's going to be on Metcalf. And it's once Russell figures out which guy is his go-to guy that week, I mean, they eat. It's insane.
Yeah.
So
you actually picking Lockett actually helps me a little bit because I can get my favorite running back on the week, which is James Conner. And I think if I were to go Lockett, I couldn't get James Conner. So you just made the choice easier for me because this pick right here would have been a toss-up between Conner and Lockett for me. I would have had to make a pretty hard decision. So
that's great news because the guy I really want to get at running back, he's kind of a pivot off of Conner. they're both going to go under a lot of ownership. But James Robinson, he's just so involved in the running game and the passing game. I think that with the rookie QB, they're going to have to lean on him a lot. And I think this is his time to make a household name of himself.
Not a bad pick. All right. With my construction I have right now, I'm going to need a little bit of value at the wide receiver position to get some other positions I like at some good prices. So I'm going to pick another receiver for Josh Allen. And did I spell his name wrong? I think I did. Cole Beasley. 5,400 for Cole Beasley. Or I could go – I think it's 4,800. 4,600 for John Brown.
Great value.
Yeah. I think I'll go ahead and pick John Brown at the 4,600, but there's also
safe.
Yeah. There's a possibility I can come back and get Cole Beasley and get a triple stack in there. But I doubt that. So, Kirk, where are you going?
We have seen the triple stack work. Russell Gage, Julio Ridley.
Yeah, that's true.
They all had over 100 yards versus them. I mean, Seattle's awful. It's insane. Just completely awful. Even last week, Kendrick Bourne and Brandon Ayuk went off. So these are not elite receivers by any means.
Brandon Ayuk will be there one day, I think.
Could.
He has the ability.
Just needs to have the right QB.
Yep. All right, Kirk, where are you going for your fourth pick?
All right, so a guy that I was pretty confident in when they played last time, gives me a little mini stack against Robinson. Got a high team total. Brandon Cooks. He's scored 19, I think 28 and 33 in their last games against Jacksonville. So with a 19-point floor at 5,500, he's getting insane targets, 8, 8, and 10. He needs to be at around the 6K range.
So you got the Cook and Cooks combo going right now, it looks like. All right.
I'm liking it a lot.
All right. So, gosh, this is hard. I have 4,800 per player left.
And the only player staring you at the face is McCaffrey.
I know
your mindset.
Huh?
I said, I know your mindset. The only guy you want to pick here is McCaffrey.
If I got the 100% that McCaffrey's playing this week, I would 100% lock him in at 8,500. So, darn. So I'm going to go ahead and pick – wow, I really don't know. I'm going to pick Will Disley.
Nick told me in pure confidence that he was not going to backtrack any of his picks this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and lock in an extremely cheap tight end that has a huge possibility of a red zone target and a touchdown, and it helps me run it back with my Bills stack. I'm going to go ahead and put in Will Disley. That will give me a lot of help.
Big country.
Room. All right. So, Kirk, where are you going?
So, I don't need to choose quarterback just yet. But I know you need a receiver still, right?
Yep.
All right. So, I'm going to pick a guy that right now is looking healthy. Every time he's been healthy and played a full game, he's scored over 20 points.
Beyonce Johnson?
Yep. Had a lot of upside coming into this year.
Yep.
Basically, the way I'm looking at it right now is if Johnson is healthy and you're not afraid of the risk of him leaving the game, he's well worth it. He's going to end up getting huge targets. And if he does sit, it's an easy pivot to Claypool 100%, who's going to be a massive red zone target for this team.
Yeah.
And Juju just seems like he's just going to stay consistent, 7, 8 targets now.
Steelers have gotten lucky with their wide receiver core right now. If Antonio Brown stayed there, they would have an unstoppable receiver core right now.
Yeah, and Dallas's defense is awful. It's insane. They're truly one of the worst defenses in the league.
Right, I agree. I think I'm just going to lock in my defense that I'm all about all week. That's the Pittsburgh defense.
Where are you getting this money from?
Robbing it, man. I got 3 spots left. I have 5,500 per spot. I'll just get a cheap wide receiver for one of them, and then my other 2 spots, I'll figure it out. But that's the name of the game, Kirk. All right, where are you headed at with your pick?
All right. So I'm trying to figure out what you already have QB, you have tight end, you have defense. So I can pick my flex now, but I'm a little unsure on who I do want at the flex.
Mhm.
I have 2 options. I do like it though if I went extremely low and kind of took some of the value off the board for you.
Please don't pick. Please don't pick. Please don't do it.
Who, Nick?
I don't know. I want you to say their name first.
All right, there's 2 guys. I don't know one of them is it. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna use my flex spot on Justin Jackson. Was that it?
Yeah, it was it, Kirk. Yes, Kirk.
Yeah, great matchup. He's at home. The Raiders are awful against the
Lamar
run.
Jackson? You said Lamar Jackson?
No, Justin Jackson.
All right. Well,
a guy that first look looks amazing. Looks like the guy that you need. Value. It's only Thursday, so value's going to break on the slate, and when it does, then you probably pivot off of Jackson. But right now,
so I think I'm gonna find a one-off receiver that's pretty cheap that I think could have a good game.
This is where we watch Nick panic.
No panic about it. No panic about it, Kirk. So that's what I think I'll do. I'm gonna take a shot at a guy who has played decent all year. I don't know, Kirk. I don't know. Oh, I know who I'll go. I know exactly where I'll go. So the Chicago Bears have this rookie wide receiver who's been playing pretty well. Darnell Mooney at 3,900. As you see, Anthony Miller has this little questionable tag right here. I don't know exactly what that means, as I've not paid attention much to it. But Darnell Mooney is averaging the same amount of fantasy points per game as Anthony Miller, but has been playing exceptionally better. And I could see this game with both defenses being terrible to end up in a shootout, how it did with Atlanta a few weeks ago. And I think Darnell Mooney has a chance to catch a touchdown this game. So I'm going to take a shot on him at 3,900.
Good pick. I like that at 3,900 if you need to go down that low to get the value.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lock in my tight end position. I'm going to drop pretty low. I like picking guys under 4,000. I do kind of like the 4,000 range, though. There's guys like Hurst, Hunter, Henry. I would like Fells a lot if Atkins was out, but Atkins looks like he's going to play. But give me Okwuina Bago.
Gosh, you're so bad with names, Kirk.
Give me a pronunciation.
I'm not going to. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher the name.
So, yeah, Atlanta is showing how bad they were last year at tight end. It's traveling into this year now. They're literally last versus the tight end position this year. It's a dome game. So he's actually getting looks. They play a lot of 2 tight end sets. He's cheap. Right. Just give me like 2 catches.
Right. So, Kirk, since we both only have 2 positions left each, I'll let you go ahead and pick your quarterback and defense. Okay. Since we both have 2 complete opposite positions to pick from each other. I'm assuming you're going Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson gives me that great stack. Him, Cooks, running back with Robinson. Take all the points.
And on defense, where are you going? Giants?
Yeah, I like the Giants a lot this week against a bad Washington team.
Is that where you're going? I was just suggesting.
Yeah.
That's what you've been texting me most of the week. So
yeah, I try to look for 2,500 and less. I just really don't like anything in that range. And last time they scored, I think 14 on Washington. So I'm hoping they give me at least 8+.
So yeah, this is a pretty good lineup from Kirk. He has Deshaun Watson with Brandon Cooks, ran back with James Robinson. You got Dalvin Cook against a terrible defense. You got Tyler Lockett against a team that's very bad against the slot. Beyonce Johnson and a team that's very bad against everything. Denver tight end who's seeing a lot of opportunity. Justin Jackson, who's been breaking out into his zone. He had 20 touches last week, had 20 touches a few weeks ago. If you can get 20 touches at 4,900, you need to lock that in. Giants defense and a great opportunity. So let me get my last two picks. I need another person to run back this game with for the Seattle Buffalo. I think we'll lock in Metcalf. And I don't know about that. Never mind. I might not. I might not lock in Metcalf. I might. I think I'm gonna take that back. I think that's gonna be a no for me, dog. I think I'm gonna go Antonio Gibson at 5,800, which will still give me a good shot at wide receiver at 6,800. Oh my gosh, Kirk. Right now, this would be perfect for Tyler Lockett to go into.
Man, that sucks.
I'm gonna have to use this lineup in a GPP, but use Tyler Lockett instead of Will Fuller, which is who I'm gonna pick. Great opportunity. I can get a touchdown from your quarterback if need be.
Will Fuller has a elite matchup this week. Top 5 cornerback on him.
Who?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Will Fuller's the top 5 quarterback.
He plays for the Jags.
No, that's not happening.
I think it's like names Hendricks or something. All I know is that everyone funnels. It might be one of those like Osmo things where, like with the Raiders, where you have a good cornerback and then a trash cornerback, so they just pass to the trash guy, and then we realize the good one isn't elite.
I mean, he had 15 points against the
touchdown saved him.
Oh.
Without the touchdown,
he had 9 points. That's still not terrible
for 7K.
Oh, in a 1v1, if it's me versus you, 9 points isn't that bad. But like at the same time, if we're in a huge tournament, I wouldn't want that. But no, I like both of our teams. I think both of our teams could have an opportunity to do well in a tournament. I think this might be our closest matchup yet. Both of our weeks have been blowouts, but I think this one could come down to the wire.
Yeah, I think it should be a good week. Josh Allen, both quarterbacks look like a great spot. I really believe one guy's going to end up as the QB1 this week, and the other guy probably a QB5, so that may be the difference.
Right.
But, yeah, we'll see. I think that Lockett pick really hurt you.
Yeah, I think it helped me more than anything because I was able to pick James Conner. If I picked Lockett over James Conner, I would have to take away Mooney probably or Fuller. Yeah, I'd probably have to take away Fuller, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt, but it didn't help, so who knows? We'll
never know.
All right. I hope you all have a good one.